A while ago I announced that I was taking some time to figure out my response after the forum announced that they were rebooking notorious racist Roy Chubby Brown after last year promising they wouldn't, so here's an update. 156 of you signed various petitions organised by Lucy, Joe and Ebony, and I know that a lot of you also took the time to write thoughtful complaint letters to the venue too. Our local Labour candidate Dan Perry emailed me to say that it's deplorable that any venue should consider staging this act. It is my opinion that this language should have no place in our country, even in the name of comedy. When I sent him my final complaint letter, along with your petitions and Dan Perry's email, I asked the forum's board to consider the following questions. What's your response to all of this negative feedback about the booking from your community? What's your justification for promoting hate speech? Is feedback from self-selected volunteers enough to make a booking decision as political as this? And finally, how does this content fit with the diversity and inclusivity values that you display in the foyer?
I mean, I'm not saying all Muslims are terrorists. Don't misquote me here. But isn't it funny how all terrorists are fucking Muslims?
Last week I received a final response from Anne Wall, the chair of the Board of Trustees. She says, I shared all this information with the board members at our meeting on June the 8th, and we had a full discussion of the issues that you raised. The decision remains to continue with the booking for the reasons that we have previously discussed with you.
How do you get 20 asylum seekers in a shoebox? Tell them it fucking floats! They come here dressed like fucking pillar boxes, don't they? Eh? Come over here. You can't say this, you can't say that. Why don't they just fuck off home?
Oh, it was a good number, that. New York, New York, so good we bombed it twice. Did I get away with that fucker there?
I drove in this afternoon, I stopped at the little package shop. Now, I know that's not politically correct. But you know they sell milk and papers when they're not making fucking bombs!
And the mood of the room changes in an instant. Now there are cheers as well as laughs. It starts to feel a bit like a rally.
So to summarise, we're ignoring the community's feedback, we're not going to answer your questions, one of us has watched a video and we think everything's fine. Here's the thing, Zumba would not exist if it weren't for the creative genius of Black, Asian and Latinx people. The music and choreography of almost all your favourite routines was made by people belonging to the social groups dismissed by Brown in his tediously vicious act. It feels utterly hypocritical for me as a white instructor to carry on financially supporting a venue that doesn't see the problem with profiting from both the artistic work of people of colour as well as a comedian who throws out racial slurs for laughs. We all have a line of what we can tolerate and I'm afraid this crosses mine. I'm very sad to say it, but as a result of the forum's actions, classes will be drawing to a close this summer. Thanks to everyone who's ever danced with me, who's helped to build this beautiful community with me. Particular thanks to everyone who did make your views known to the forum and for challenging oppression when you saw it happening in your own community.